Welcome to Ammosmith.com. Today I'm going to demonstrate to you how to properly set up your rifle for shooting off the bench. This is critical for testing hand-loaded ammunition. You have to make sure that you're doing your part with your rifle in order to find out exactly what's going on inside of your chamber and on your target. If you're using a bipod, make sure you use a penny or an Allen wrench to tighten it on there. You don't want it loose to where it could vibrate. Make sure that your bipod has rubber pads and that the elevation that you're shooting at is the most comfortable position you can be in. You want to achieve what they call your natural point of aim. You want a bag in the back to support the rifle. The bag in the back does two things. It stabilizes the buttstock of the rifle, but it also frees up your non-shooting hand to adjust elevation. And what you would do is you would grab the weapon like this and squeeze up or down. Doesn't look like the rifle is moving very much, but over extreme range, you'll see a noticeable difference. When you're shooting, you want to make sure that everything is exactly the way you want it to be the most comfortable. You'll notice on here that I have a cheek piece, and the reason why I have this on here is because the elevation from the receiver to the top of my ring is extremely high due to the large objective lens on my scope, and this gives me a solid cheek weld. The rifle itself is perfectly adapted for Benchrest shooting, either off the bench or shooting from the prone position off the ground. I'm going to show you next how to set your rifle up to shoot without a bipod and how to correctly achieve that. If you don't have a bipod, this is the proper way to set your rifle up for Benchrest shooting. Do not want anything touching the barrel at all whatsoever. If you've been shooting your rifle like this, your grip size will suffer. Not only that, but the pressure that's put on the rifle barrel here will make it to where if you shoot offhand or shooting from the sling, that your rifle will be hitting a completely different point of aim and point of impact. And what happens is you disturb the harmonics of the barrel. Make sure that the rifle is firmly on the sandbag and that the buttstock here is on the secondary bag. This will ensure that the rifle is in a stable firing platform where when you pull the trigger, the bullet leaves the barrel. There's very minimal disturbance between the bullet starting its path down the chamber to exiting the muzzle. Now I'm going to show you what a free floated barrel is. Now generally, when you get a rifle from the factory, depending if it's custom rifle or over-the-counter factory rifle, they may or may not have a free floated barrel. To find this out, I'm going to use an index card to demonstrate. Wrap it around the barrel, slide it back. Just slide back. I have mine embedded out to here because of the weight of the barrel. There should be nothing touching the barrel on the forearm at all. Sometimes you'll get a rifle where they'll say it's free floated, but in fact you can probably slide the card in here, but it will bind somewhere around here. What that does is it gives you a pressure point. And what will happen is the barrel will expand even after 5 shots, whether the barrel feels warm or not. And that expansion will put pressure on the barrel and it will move your impact. You can actually watch shot to shot if your impacts will move. And the best way to solve this is to dismount the action from the stock and use a barrel channeling tool and remove excess material that may be interfering with your barrel. If you're firing a handgun, and you want to test your ammunition, sometimes firing it offhand is not always the best way to test your ammunition. I'm going to show you how to set your pistol up for Benchrest shooting. This is the wrong way to set up your handgun. Remember the barrel harmonics. Also, if you're shooting a revolver, this cylinder gap here is going to scorch or cut your sandbag. Have the weapon like this. This allows you to use both hands and able to fire the weapon. But it's steady enough, especially if you have a flat grip such as this, that you'll be able to control the weapon completely from this to this.